Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler video series videos I've been doing for the one. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, and folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I don't even know why I'm doing this one because every time I review one of these, nobody watches it. But I don't care because at the end of the day, the sampler platter is not only a service for you folks, it's a personal service to me. Not because I go back and rewatch my reviews. I do that very, very rarely. Every now and again, someone will comment on one of my videos and be like, oh, I really like this about this, or, oh, this, you got wrong, or something like that. And I'll go through and rewatch, But just for my own edification, it's extremely rare. But anyway, folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm inside the truck. Whilst I'm inside the truck, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when those two things coincide, that means that I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. That's definitely the case today. Got off of work, got a 3-day weekend coming, and I just boom, it's Rip It. It's an energy drink. It's Rip It. It is melon'y. Hello. It's hello. I appreciate that. It's courteous. Rip It Energy Fuel melon'y goat watermelon. It's so much marketing nonsense. Okay, so Rip It Energy Fuel. Fair enough. melon'y. Okay. Energy drink. You already established that, but okay. Goat. Okay, why? But okay. Watermelon. We already can get with the melon, and it's naturally flavored. So yes, I'm reviewing another Rip It flavor. This is like one of their newer ones. I did like a YOLO one, which was fucking pineapple. I did like a Candy Man, which was is that bubblegum or cotton candy? I don't remember. But yeah, so Rip It's an energy drink. They've been around for 800 million years. They're one of the older ones. I don't drink a lot of Rip It ever, but every now and again they come out with a new flavor, and I'll give it a shot. So they've been doing this line recently, and I just ran into this one at the gas station, so woo! And like I said, very rarely do people watch these, because I don't think there's a lot of demand for people knowing what the fuck Rip It tastes like. But I'm gonna tell you anyway. And one day, when the currency of man falls by the wayside, and all we do is trade in, Rip It YouTube reviews, that will become the new currency. I will be king. That doesn't have me hopeful. There's not a lot of scent to it. And that's been the case with all the Rip It stuff. And it just ends up tasting kind of not that great. Going into this in a positive attitude. It's okay. That is okay. I actually think this is probably one of the better ones that I've had from them. And I'll tell you why. So it has an okay watermelon flavor. It is noticeably watermelon. Good. It does do that thing that I'm not the biggest fan of, because I've mentioned this plenty of times. Whenever companies use watermelon flavor, they always use this overhyped watermelon flavor. They always amp it up so it's got a tanginess. Don't know why. Watermelon isn't tangy. Not supposed to be tangy. It's a nice mellow fucking melon. I enjoy that about it. But apparently the entire world was like, nay, we must have tangy watermelons. Just eat a fucking orange. But I digress. They do use that, so it's got a tanginess to it. Here's why I think it kind of works, though. Because, thing about Rip It, what with them being a fairly old energy drink brand, the core of their drinks is an older style of energy drink from a bygone era. What do I mean by that? Well, I've been around long enough that I remember when the first wave of energy drinks really started to hit the United States. And, probably the first one that really was widely available was Red Bull. And Red Bull didn't taste very good. They changed up the recipe, now they got a million flavors and stuff, so it works, but it wasn't that great to taste. Then you had your Monster kind of came in, and then after that you had a shit ton of generic ones. Everybody under the sun was getting into the energy drink business. And the vast majority of them, I'm talking like probably 90% of them, were basically just super basic bitch energy drink formula with kind of a citrusy sort of taste, and then, and that was about it. Rip It is from that era. And even though they've added lots of new flavors, the core of what they do is still that kind of citrusy, generic tasting energy drink. Now, I'll say this. I'm not trying to just shit on Rip It, I promise. For one thing, they've been around a long time. So that's credit where credit is due. Most of those other ones fucking died with, sometimes in months. So good on them for longevity. I will say this. I don't think that their stuff is entirely generic tasting. It's just mostly generic tasting. But I think that the melon works well with it because it's got that tanginess. I think it kind of works with that like sort of more generic energy drink citrusy kind of flavor. And it masks some of that compared to like the YOLO one, the pineapple one, where it's like, pineapple can only do so much, folks. It's the most magical fruit around, but can't cover up that generic ass taste. This one, I think it blends better. I think it blends better with their, again, like their core flavors that they like to use. That said, I wouldn't say it's anything remarkable. It's honestly it falls under pretty much what I expect from Rip It. It's fine. It's not offensive. I don't think I've ever had a Rip It that I actively disliked. But nor have I ever had one that made me go, you know what? I need to get more of that. I need to go over there and have that be a thing in my life. That's not the case with this. It's fine, but there are other watermelon energy drinks. Monster has like 2 of them. Those are definitely both better than this. The only reasons why you would maybe go for that or this over those would be brand loyalty. Or, maybe you just don't like what Monster brings to the table, flavor-wise, so maybe. But, yeah, it's very okay. The melon flavor is decent. It doesn't have, like, a funky aftertaste or anything, so, I'll give it credit there. Does it say how many? It's got a bunch of vitamins and stuff, that's good. Potassium. Does it say... I'm sure it says somewhere on this thing. You think from doing these is 16 grams of sugar. That's not too bad. You think from doing so many energy drinks, I'd know where to find the damn information about the caffeine, but are you there? No. Well, it says caffeine, but it doesn't say how much. Yeah, it's very okay. And that's kind of my thing with Rip It, is they're fine. I don't think they're great. I don't think they're particularly special. With this one, when it's been a little while since I've had one of the watermelon monsters, but when I did have the watermelon monsters, I remember it being very strong and striking flavor. This is not that. It doesn't have that same strength of flavor. It doesn't have a lot of depth to it. It's just kind of a, somewhat tangy watermelon energy drink. And that's fine. I'm not, but it's nothing that great. And again, that's what Rip It is for me. They continue to exist, and they obviously have a market, but it's like, I'll be damned, and again, I'm not trying to hate on it. I'll be damned if I understand why, if I'm entirely honest. Because I don't get it. But for the people who do, good on you, genuinely. And to the folks who make the stuff, good on you. I'm glad you're successful. It's not so much for me, but anyway, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? No and no. I don't have any reason to get this one again. There's just better options. That's the thing. It's like, it's great that there are so many options. I'm very happy about that. I love that there are lots of options available. I once got into an argument with one of my friends online about that, and he's like, oh, well, the free market weeds out the blah, 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 blah. And basically it was like this whole homogeny capitalist bullshit. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to be like anti-capitalist, whatever. Capitalism is fine, it works, but you have to have, checks and balances and shit. That's all I'm saying in regards to that. But Like, I don't like homogeny. You know, I like that there's variety, and I think that's great. I think for people who enjoy ripping, I'm glad it's there. For me, it's not that great. And for other folks, I can't recommend it. Again, I think if you want a watermelon energy drink, just get one of the Monster ones. Those are pretty good. Fucking Rain probably has one. Fucking Bang probably has one. I think all of those would probably be better. Sorry. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of the day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. You can go over there, have yourselves a truly proper watermelon-tastic rest of your life. Because again, watermelon's good. Stop fucking trying to make it tangy and shit. It doesn't need to be tangy. It can just be mellow. It's watermelon. Mellow melon. They sound alike. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you can't do all the time. I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole, especially when you got the sun in your face and it's like, ha ha ha, I'm going to fuck up your day. Well, fuck you, son. I'm going to do what I want. It is important, though, when we run into situations in our life that are stressful, frustrating, etc. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks. Do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe you're like the biggest Rip It fan in the world. Maybe you're like Rip It Redford. You know, that's your whole thing. And you live in like Connecticut for reasons. Just that's the first state that came to my name. And you're Rip It Redford of Connecticut. And you run around just telling people how great Rip It is. Cool. And you're going to watch my review and you're going to be like, fuck you, Brandon, man. It's fantastic and amazing and wonderful and, this, that, and the other thing. Well, okay, that's fine, but, maybe I disagree. But now you done called me out, son. You disrespected my honor. Well, now we got to throw it down. So it's going to be a whole, celebrity YouTube boxing match type of thing, I don't know what kind of shape you're in. I'm not in the best shape. But if you give me some time, I could get into not as bad shape. We could throw down, proceeds to charity and all that stuff. Any potential medical shit that's almost certain to come up at my age. We'll make it happen, though. Or conversely, if you like Rip It, just enjoy Rip It. That's cool. It's just not for me. Bye.